Hey Shoujo fans, welcome to episode 41 of Shoujo Sundae. We are starting Fruits Basket. Let's dig in.
私の心があらモードベイビー I'd make you more than happy けどゆっくりしようね Brain freeze ご注意できるかな Handle me 高すぎカロリー Sugar 以上甘い Feeling with you next to me baby おかわり
I am so happy we are finally talking about Fruits Basket. Giana, how are you feeling?
Oh my god, I am ecstatic. I can't wait to dive back into Fruits Basket. I've been just dying to do a rewatch lately, so this works out perfectly for me.
It works out perfectly for me as well. I feel like you all have already learned this about me, but Fruits Basket was one of the first shoujos that I started collecting. So I have all of the Tokyo Pop edition, guys. And I just have such fond memories of the manga. Personally, I know that people don't really like the 2001 anime, but I think, at the time that I watched it, I was just sort of happy to be getting like anime. I'm just like, oh, I'm just glad that this is here. So It's like I still have like a certain fondness for it, but getting into the reboot, the source of all discussion when people talk about reboots and other shows that could get the Fruits Basket treatment, I'm glad that we're actually getting to this.
Yeah, I also love in particular that shoujo now has their thing. You know how shonen has, so it's getting the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood treatment. Now shoujo has the Fruits Basket treatment.
Yes, and I love it so much. Also, before we get right into it, I want to thank you guys so much for your response to our interview with Kylie McNeil.
Yes. I'm still buzzing about that.
I can't believe that we did that. I know we did it, but it's when we started this podcast, because it's also past our anniversary, guys. So I hope you said happy anniversary to us.
Yeah.
But I feel like for us to be fresh out, we've been doing this for a year and we get this high profile interview with this voice actress, and not only was she the voice actress, she was also the main singer for the English portion. I am just still very giddy about it.
Yeah, I'm really proud of us.
Yeah, me too. So you guys, please, if you haven't, please make sure to go and share our interview literally everywhere. We probably did our best to do as much promo as possible, but whatever you see on social media, whether it's on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, wherever you're see our socials, please share it because we want as many people to get into that interview as possible. And honestly, I feel like we did a very good job.
Yeah, I think we came in with as many questions as we could think of, and we kind of wanted to ask her unique things, hopefully stuff that people hadn't really asked her before.
Yeah, so it was a fun experience. So yeah, guys, thank you for your response. Please keep sharing. And now let's get into Fruits Basket. Here's our soft serve summary for episode 1. I'm Going, brought to you by Wikipedia, y'all. It is what it is. Okay. Tohru Honda, a high school girl living in a tent in the woods, passes by a nearby house where she has an encounter with her classmate, Yuki Soma, and meets the house's owner, Yuki's cousin, Shigure Soma. Yuki then accompanies Tohru to school, where she is harassed by some of Yuki's admirers until she's saved by her friends, Arisa Uotani and Saki Hanajima. Later at night, Yuki and Shigure see Tohru returning to the tent and learn that she originally was living with her grandfather after her parents passed away, but her grandfather's house is currently under renovations and she does not want to impose herself on other relatives or friends. After the tent is hit by a landslide, Tohru accepts Yuki and Shigure's offer to live temporarily with them when Yuki is attacked by his cousin, Hyosoma, who suddenly appears to challenge him to a fight. Amidst the commotion, Tohru ends up accidentally embracing Yuki, Kyo, and Shigure, who turn into a rat, a cat, and a dog respectively, much to her surprise. And that's our summary, guys. Whew. Okay. Giana, do you have a theme?
Yes, I do have a theme. I wrote, the right attitude can get you through anything.
Yes, spot on.
Oh, thank you. What do you have?
Yes, very Tohru. I feel I had 3 of them.
Nice, okay.
Okay, so 1, don't look a gift horse in its mouth. I feel like that's more of a testament to, like, Tohru, like, trying to reject Shigure and Yuki's help. When it comes to living now.
Yeah.
The next is, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
Okay, I love that.
And it's raining men. Hallelujah. Okay, that's not really a theme, but
but it's fantastic.
yeah. So, okay, let's get into Sprinkle on Top. Giana, do you have some?
Yes, apart from some general commentary about the opening and ending songs, I do have like an episode sprinkle on top. I can start with that if you like.
Ooh, okay, wait, should we go with that or the song?
Oh yeah, you know what, let's do the songs first and then we'll do the episode sprinkles on top.
Yeah, let's just get it out the way. Okay.
Yeah, so I only had a little bit to say about the opening song. I love the opening song. It's this beautiful, airy, emotional ballad. Like, the high notes get to me. And honestly, if there's an instrumental of this, I would love to try and cover this as part of our coverage, but I can't guarantee that.
Yeah, see, I also like the opening song. I'll say, though, I mean, I know that technically Takaya Sensei, the mangaka, didn't really like the first anime edition of Fruits Basket, but she loved the opening song. And I think that the person who sang the original opening song for Fruits Basket passed away.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I have feelings attached to that song.
Me too.
But when I hear this one, it's like, I like it. I feel like it is sort of in the same vein. Just this, like you said, light and airy. And it touches on so many things. And honestly, like, I tried to look at the translation just to get a sense of what it was talking about. And from what I could tell, I feel like the opening song is sort of an ode for Tohru to Kyoko, who is her mom. Because in the first episode, we get to hear about her relationship with her mom, how she didn't get to see, like, I'll see you again. And that I'll see you again is part of the opening. So originally I was just like, oh, okay, this is about Tohru and her mom and her feelings about her mom. But then, like, when you play more of the song, which I think it goes past, like, the actual opening part and just the regular song itself, it sounds like it sort of transitions to the Zodiac and their feelings towards Tohru. Because it just starts to get I don't know, it sort of moves from that realm of, like, familial love to, like, platonic, possibly relationship type of love.
Interesting.
And, like, connection. So overall, it's just very beautiful and nice.
Yeah, that's so cool to me that it could, like, flip the target. I don't know, the target's the only, the intended.
Like the focus?
Yeah, the focus, yeah. The focus of the song, like who it's intended for halfway through. I think that's really neat.
Yeah. I feel like that's even why they cut the song the way that they did. Like the TV size, I feel like it's cut for Tohru's feelings for her mom. But then if you play it on, it's like, oh, this is the Zodiac. This is not. This is Zodiac's feelings about Tohru. I'm like, oh, okay. Which I think that also leads me to the ending song, which, oh, if I didn't mention it, my bad. The opening song is called Again, and it's by Beverly. The ending song is called Lucky Ending, and it's by Vicky Blanca. The ending song is most definitely the Zodiac's feelings toward Tohru, and I feel like they even picturize it that way when you watch the ending. It's like, oh, here's all the Zodiac sort of laying together around each other. Yeah.
It made me think of when we were talking about Shisu from Oran because it's so upbeat and we were like, yeah, ending songs are like all the characters like going to sleep or like dying or something. And we literally, the next show we watch, it's like everybody sleeping during the ending song. I thought that was really funny. But for the song itself, I think it has a really, really cool vibe. I like the strumming guitar and it sounds like it's in 6/8 time signature, which you don't hear nearly as often as songs in like 4/4. So it has this really nice sway and swing to it. It's something I would totally put on my own playlist. So I kind of hope I can find it on Spotify.
Oh, I bet it has to be on Spotify. Like, these people are making money. Like, it has to be on it.
Yeah. And if they're not making money, they should be.
They should be. It's Fruits Basket, okay? People are still buying that stuff up now. Like, yeah. But yeah, those are our feelings about the opening and ending songs. So I guess let's get into regular sprinkles on top.
Yeah, I just have one. Do you have any?
I think I have a couple. Ooh. But I wonder if this is more, if some of them really should be in Banana Split, because I didn't know how to feel about it.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So this is probably a stretch, but I was like, it kind of just came to me when I was watching it, so I figured I would write it in sprinkles on top. So when Tohru's tent is lost in the landslide, it's kind of like her concept of home is being completely destroyed as Shigure's house becomes her new home, and what she believes a home to feel like or encompass is about to start anew and completely change.
Ooh, I like that.
Thank you.
I don't think it's a reach.
Oh, good. Thank you. I thought, I was like, this is just an inciting incident. You know, it's a plot thing. It's probably not symbolism, but it feels like symbolism.
You know what? Like, starting out in the episode, it starts off with like the god of the zodiac, and you see him cradling the cat. And then the story starts with the cat shedding a tear. So I was just like, ooh, this, like, I had my little helmet on. I'm like, ooh, this is foreshadowing. I mean, yes, I know the story, but guys, I was like, ooh, foreshadowing. Like, yes. Oh, this one is interesting. We'll see where we go with this. This one is Tohru being the year of the dog. So she was born the year of the dog. And then she's talking to Shigure, which we later find out is like the dog. And she talks about wanting to be a cat and everything. But I think that that's like an interesting perspective, right? Like, if we think about the way the story is going to play out, the way that Tohru and Shigure have this connection, that they're the same thing, does that mean they have the same end goals? Because she's born the year of the dog and he is the dog. It's just same end goal, but as we all know, they go about things very differently.
Very differently.
Very differently.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. Let's get into Floats Your Boat. Giana, do you have some?
Yeah, I have a good little bit of Floats Your Boat.
Okay.
I have a super general thing to start off with.
Okay.
Just to put it out there, I am again watching the English dub because I have an attachment to this English cast, and I just want to like shout out the VAs because I love their work, and I especially love their work in Fruits Basket. So we have Laura Bailey as Tohru, we have Eric Vale as Yuki Soma, Jerry Jewell as Kyo, and John Bergmeyer as Shigure, and I just love their work so much in this show.
Yeah. And I might be a liar, but I think that Caitlin Glass, you know, our Haruhi, was actually the director of this.
Oh, yeah, she very well could have been. I did not look that up.
Yeah, she was the ADR director.
Fantastic. She's great. I love her too.
Yeah, I love her as well. I love that we have that slight connection, y'all, because the last series that we were getting into was Oran. And now we're bringing that into Fruits Basket. Let's go.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I haven't been watching the English dub. I might switch off, but I always like that about us, that, you know, you might be listening to the dub and I'll be listening to the sub, but we're having the same experience.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. One of the things that I like, first we see Tohru and she's looking out into the horizon, like looking forward to the future, and you just get to take in how optimistic of a person she is.
Yeah.
And like she's within nature and it's like literally breath of fresh air. I love that about that we just get to have Tohru like almost immediately.
Yeah, it's a great introduction to the character. We really just get to see her outlook on life straight away. My first Floats Your Boat, apart from the voice actors, is that I thought it was really cute that Yuki offered to walk Tohru to school. You know, he didn't have to. She seemed nervous. She was trying to get away. So for him to just kind of reach out and be like, hey, you know, we're both going to to school. Why don't we walk together? I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, I think it's like a firm establishment of the fact that Yuki wants to have close connections with people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the first one that he's really able to do that with is Tohru.
Definitely. Yeah.
Like low-key foreshadowing, but it's like we know.
We know.
We know, guys. Say, maybe y'all know too. Y'all should know by now. Like, this is quintessential shoujo stuff. I know that there are people that don't like Fruits Basket, but why do you exist? Okay, let me not say it like that.
Yeah, like what? Explain what's wrong with you.
I don't know. Like, this manga and anime kind of changed my life. So it's like, I try not to take people's dislike of it personal, but it's like, why don't you?
All right. There's like a lot of things about Fruits Basket, and I'll like elaborate more later, but like, there's a lot of life lessons in Fruits Basket. So it's like, is there just something about yourself that you had to take an uncomfortable look at? Like, are you okay? I don't know.
Right. Like, was there something about you that you had to confront and you weren't ready for it? And that's why you just like, oh, I don't like this. This isn't for me. Like, yeah. But either way, I mean, if you don't like it, thanks for listening to this podcast. That's dedication. I really appreciate you.
Yeah.
We'll do our best. We don't mean to insult you. We'll do our best to explain a story.
Yeah. Yeah.
So something else that I liked, I guess, before Tohru and Yuki like go off to school, I did like the fact that we instantly get a characterization of Kyoko, who's Toru's mom, when she's telling her about the Zodiac story. And I think it's a good idea that they introduced Kyoko immediately because so much of Toru's life and her perspective is tied into who her mom was and what her mom told her in the past. And so her learning about the Zodiac from Kyoko, and then us as the audience learning as well, it was really nice.
Yeah, that's cute. It's like we were both taught the story by Toru's mom.
Yeah. Okay, I guess now we're in school. Do you have more likes? I think I have 3 more.
I have a handful more. The next thing I have is Uotani and Hanajima save the day.
Oh, same, twinning.
Oh my gosh, I love them so much. They are such intriguing characters right off the bat, with Uotani's long skirt and her hair like covering half her face, and Hanajima's waves and dark demeanor. It is so interesting right away.
Just absolutely badass. I just love that they came to the rescue and they freaked those girls out because, actually, no, that's a different segment, but I'm glad that they came to the rescue.
Yeah.
Because Tohru needs like assertive people by her, since being mild-mannered is not going to work in every situation.
Right. Yeah. I have kind of a funny one.
Okay.
It's when Tohru and Yuki are walking home and they're having that conversation about him not liking cats.
Oh, that was a different segment for me.
Oh, it's not about the conversation.
Okay.
Okay. So there's this moment where like they stop walking because she's like, oh, do you like not like cats? And he just like turns around to face her. And like the way he like turns around, it like gives me butterflies, like the way he looks at her and then he picks a leaf out of her hair. I'm like, ooh, like Eric Vale's Yuki voice is so sexy.
Ooh.
I can't. It gets me. And also the scene is beautiful too because it creates this odd tension between them that like you don't know if it's supposed to be romantic or if she's just intimidated by his popularity or if it's just like they don't really know each other. So that's the part of the scene that floats your boat. The rest is definitely more ice cream you scream for me.
Right. I see what you're saying. I need to listen to it. I don't know if I've heard the dub for this.
I'll send you a clip. I really like Eric Vale's voice.
Cause like, what if I have the same reaction that I had when I first heard Christian Bale's howl? Woo!
Oh, you might.
I might have to abandon the sub, y'all, if it's like that.
I will send it to you right after we record, just so that you can have the opportunity as early as possible.
Okay. Will I go to the dub? We'll find out in the next podcast episode, y'all.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. I think something, I didn't write this down, but I'll say just Tohru motivating herself to work and make a way, despite the fact that she was like tired. I really do admire her for that. I think I not just admire, I resonate with that because when you're adulting, you have to do this all the time.
Yeah, way more than you expect to.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, ooh, this took the very last bit of my energy. And you're just trying to push yourself through because sometimes you don't really have the option of shutting down. And so Tohru making it fun for herself or like reminding herself like this is me completing my goals. I really do like that about her.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about Tohru. I think I touch on this more in the next episode, but a large reason why I love Fruits Basket so much is that it's like a motivation for me. Like it's a way to kind of keep me grounded, and just like these qualities in Tohru are a large part of that.
Yeah.
So this is Rocky Road, so I'm not going to delve into it, but Shigure listens to Tohru's backstory, essentially, as she's falling asleep with this fever, and she's explaining how she didn't get to say, like, see you when you get back to her mom. And, you know, Yuki arrives, and he says he's going to go dig out her things from the landslide, and Shigure is like, oh, like, alone? And he's like, of course not. And you see all these rats, and that's like such a cool shot. I remember the first time I watched this, I'm like, what? What's happening? But Shigure says, see you when you get back. And I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah, you know, I think that is a nice touch. I also would agree with that scene. Just before, like, Yuki goes out, he talks to Shigure about how he admired Tohru's strength and the fact that, like, you would never know that she was suffering or she was going through all of these things because of how she portrays herself in public to be so positive and fun-loving.
Yeah.
And that it made him realize how spoiled he was because when the going got tough, like, Tohru made a way for herself on her own. And for Yuki, he could have done the same thing, but he didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I also understand at the same time why Shigure said that him admiring her strength could be an insult.
Yeah, I think he said, like, don't call her suffering amazing, which I could see that, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like she didn't have a choice.
Right, yeah.
And so to say that it's amazing, it's kind of like, I don't know, I would understand if Tohru got, I mean, she wouldn't because she's Tohru, but another person might get like an icky feeling. Like, I'm not trying to be strong so that people can like me for it. I'm just trying to do the best that I can, you know?
Yeah. Like, she's just trying to get through with as much joy as possible.
Yeah. My last floats your boat is towards the end of the episode, so do you have more?
I have two more, and I wonder if we have the same one for our last one.
Probably.
I just put that Tohru gets to stay with the Somas until the renovations are done at her grandfather's. And I love that they were able to work something out with her where, like, she would feel like a burden if she was just staying there. And it works out for Shigure because he's like, well, you could do housework and, like, that could be the bargain. And so it doesn't really cost her anything because I feel like she would try to do that anyway. So I love that it worked out that way. Like, Tohru really needed a win, and it works out so perfectly. She's even thinking to herself that it just feels too good to be true that it's happening, and I love that this is happening for her.
Yeah, I think I just really love the way that they sort of manipulated her into getting this outcome, because honestly, it is better for her than her just living in a tent amongst the elements,
yes,
and then
slugs.
still going to school. Like, if she had been in that tent when that landslide happened, God forbid.
Right. My God, what a tragedy.
Yeah. So I'm glad that they were able to do that.
Yeah. What is your last floats your boat?
Everybody casually falling through the sky.
Crash landing Kyo.
Yes. This guy, the first hint of weirdness was Yuki being all like, my eyes are purple and like, look at all these rats behind me. Then the next one, here's this bitch comes out the sky through the roof and they're just talking casually, and you're just like, as a regular watcher, if you didn't know the series, it's just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, how'd you get through the roof?
Yeah.
How did you jump there? Is the roof broken? Because how are you able to get through it? Like, power wise, what? Like, so many questions. And so then Tohru bumping into Kyo, and then subsequently bumping into Yuki and Shigure was just the funniest fucking thing. Like, just hilarious.
Yeah, it's just absolute shoujo shenanigans at the end of the episode, and it gets me every time.
Yes, absolutely just shoujo shenanigans.
Yeah.
Honestly, title.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Shoujo shenanigans.
Shoujo shenanigans. Fruits Basket 1 through 3. Like,
perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that. And I just love how it was like the slow-mo of all of them like falling. And then Kyo's just like, well, you know, like he's not fussing to get out of her arms. They're just both looking at her. I just love it. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Do you want to move to Banana Split?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yuki is so pale.
Oh my god. That's a banana split.
I was just randomly thinking about it. It's like, I don't know, like, he is so pale.
He is, yeah.
But like in an are you alright kind of way.
I mean, he's probably not all right.
No.
I mean, he hasn't had a good home-cooked meal and we don't know how long. Like, Shigure is just doing takeout, or if one of them does cook, it seems like it's inedible, which honestly, I feel like I could put that in itself in Ice Creamy Scream. But yeah, maybe he's not all right.
Right, because like I'm telling you, you can be white, but you still have some color, okay? You have some color in you. He doesn't have any color, and it reminds me of dead people.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. And I also think this for, side note for the web comics that I read all the time. They don't always have to be from Korea, but sometimes the one for Korea, they'll have these men and they're like stacked with muscles, but they're so pale. And I am just like, oh my gosh, you about to touch Jesus. Why are you so pale like this? Please go and get a tan. Even like the farmer's one on the arm, something.
Just a little something. Oh my god. That's so funny.
It freaks me out every time because I'm just like, why are you that? Like, even people who have albinism have more color than like the way that these people are drawn. But I digress. That was just the first thing I was thinking about.
I never thought about like how interesting or specific of a choice it was that Yuki is that pale.
Yes. I mean, maybe it's just because to show like how rich he is, right? Like, he doesn't have to labor outside.
Maybe.
But it's kind of like, if you're walking home, like, wouldn't you have a farmer's tan? Come on. Like,
just like a little something, yeah.
A little something. What's one of your splits?
So I actually just have one.
Oh, okay.
So I just put that the Prince Yuki fan club is way too much,
Ooh.
but it's banana split just because I found the scene entertaining and like over the top and very funny. And the boys who are walking by in the hallway are just like, ugh, that's scary when they're berating Tohru about walking to school with Yuki. I know that's probably like logically more I Scream, You Scream, but I just thought it was so ridiculous that I put it in banana split.
Yeah, you know, I would be the one to have it in Ice Cream You Scream because I was just like, having a club dedicated to a student kind of feels like it's against the rules.
Yeah, that's terrifying. That compartmentalized is absolutely Ice Cream You Scream.
Yeah, and also Motoko, the leader of the club, I don't know why, and maybe this means that I'll have to eventually reread, but I honestly thought Motoko had red hair. I never envisioned her having dark hair.
Oh, yeah, I could picture that too.
Like, I just always thought it was red. So seeing it being dark, it throws me off. But maybe that just goes into like how people perceive things when you do read manga, and people aren't like colorized.
Yeah. Like
Certain side characters aren't colorized. So like you're just really going with whatever you feel like in your mind. But yeah, I always just imagined her having red hair. The other banana split that I had was Tohru lying to Uo and Hanajima.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I have it in Banana Split is because you can tell that Tohru is blatantly lying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's not good at lying the way she reacted. And so for me, I'm just kind of like, why didn't they pick up on that?
Yeah, they're both very smart girls. And I mean, Hanajima is incredibly intuitive. You think that she would be like, the waves indicate you're lying or something.
Right. Yeah, so I was thinking about that and I was like, And then the last Banana Split I had is Shigure sitting in the room with Tohru.
Okay, yeah, no, I understand that for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with stuff he says later.
Right, yeah. I mean, because at first, when they first meet each other, and then, like, Yuki kind of knocks him with his bag to be like, stop this flirting, which, like, yeah, because Shigure is 27.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
No, like, don't do that. And so then him, like, sitting with her, I was just kind of like, where's Yuki? I mean, Yuki being there, but at least they're the same age.
Right.
Although it's still weird, but still, like I said, it's the same age. Or, like, maybe if the door was open, which I guess it sort of was, when Yuki appears. But at first, when you see the scene, you don't see that the door is open. And so I was just kind of like, why is this grown man in this room with a teenager? So Banana Split, but I mean, I know the purpose of it.
Yeah. No, it is a weird look off the bat. And if it were just Yuki, it would be better. Like you said, still a little sus, but at least Yuki is more consistently respectful. I feel like Shigure could be kind of a wild card.
Yeah, and like she knows him.
Yeah, for sure. There's the familiarity there, but like she literally just met Shigure like that day.
Yeah, but let's move into Rocky Road.
Okay, the most obvious upfront one is Tohru's dad died when she was 3, and then her mom died in a car crash. She didn't really get to know her dad, and she didn't get to say goodbye to her mom.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know that actually sort of happens for people.
Yeah.
And I mean, with the way that Tohru's family was, it's just kind of like, wow, she really didn't end up in foster care?
Yeah. We learn a little bit more about her family later, but it is a situation.
It is a situation, yeah. And so you just can't help but feel sad, but then also at the same time just admire her perseverance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna graduate high school because that's what my mom wanted, and I'm gonna go to the school that she wanted to go to, and stuff like that. And so yeah, it was just sad. And then the next one that I had was Tohru digging at the landslide to get her mom.
Oh my god, I have that too. She's like, she can't breathe under there, and oh my god, my heartstrings.
Yeah, because I was just like, baby, that's a picture girl. But I got the sentiment because she keeps her mom alive. So even though her mom is gone, it's like she isn't really, because she keeps up conversation.
Yeah.
Like, not that she's talking to her mom, but she's always remembering something that her mom did or something her mom said. And so for Tohru, it's like Kyoko is still a living being.
Yeah. She, like, continues to include her.
Yeah.
It's really sweet.
Yeah. And then I also had Rocky Road was the I'll see you when you get home bit from when she was talking to Shigure.
Absolutely. She also says she was the best mom and I couldn't even say goodbye. I didn't even open my eyes that morning to watch her leave. And it's so sad to hear her put the blame on herself like that when it was just a really unfortunate accident, you know?
Yeah. Because, I mean, I think with the way that Tohru is as a character, I think even if she did say, I'll see you when I get home, and then Kyoko died, she would have found another reason to feel guilty or that she didn't do something enough, and then she'd find a way to blame herself in some way.
Yeah, I definitely believe that too.
Do you have any other Rocky Road left?
I just have 2 more Rocky Road left. The first one that I have is that Tohru doesn't ask any of her friends to stay with them because she doesn't want to be a burden. And
Ooh, I had that in Ice Cream You Scream.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it could really go in either place because I get it, but also you're literally homeless. I think it's okay to maybe tell a friend that you're going through that.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, like, I could understand her being slightly hesitant to tell Uo because she lives in a small apartment, like with her dad.
Mm-hmm.
But Hanajima, come on.
Right. Her place seems pretty big.
The house is big. We've seen this and we know. But still, because of the fact that we know the house is big, there's more than enough room. And her family seemingly loves Tohru.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm sure we'll probably explore this when everybody finds out where Tohru is and stuff. But I mean, if I were them, I would feel hurt by that. I think that would touch on the rock, you putting it in Rocky Road. Like, if I was Uo or Hanajima, I would feel hurt by the fact that my friend was in need, and instead of like giving me the opportunity to show up for her the way that she showed up for me, she chose to be silent.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. That's definitely more leaning I scream, you scream when you put it that way, because I hadn't really thought of it like that, but it makes total sense.
Yeah, because it's like, I will be damned. Like, I mean, we don't live in the same state or whatever, but if you were in that situation, I would be so pissed. It's like, why are you in a shelter? Come to my house.
Aw. Thank you.
We'll figure it out. Especially, I know you have Soleil, and I'm allergic. But they have those sprays. There's some sort of spray, I've seen it, where they like put it on the cat, so like it's not as bad for allergic people. Like, we would figure things out, like for real. I would never like let you be homeless.
Oh, well, same to you.
Yeah. The last Rocky Road that I had was just her sort of, I said hallucinating, but it's really her dreaming about her mom, giving her advice to say, like, live at your own pace.
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes I know that Tohru is sort of like a memory reciter, and she'll like say all of these different things that her mom has said and memories that she had with her mom. But other times it comes off as if Kyoko, her spirit, is still around Tohru because she left so soon.
Yeah.
So it's like, is Kyoko really there being like, girl, wake up? Like, live at your own pace. It's fine. Like, you're fine, because of just how bad her circumstances are.
Yeah, it's hard to know if it's like a dream visit or just memories she has of advice.
Yeah. Yeah, what's your last one?
My last one actually touches on stuff that we were talking about a little bit in Float Your Boat.
Okay.
When Toru's talking to Shigure, I think it starts off, or she says at some point, like, I'm sorry, it seems I've lost my home again. And that line just cuts right through me, because that is incredibly sad.
Yeah.
And yet she's keeping this positive attitude. And I said this earlier, but I will just say it again, because then I'll probably end up saying this a billion times when we are talking about deeper moments in the series. Toru's attitude towards life is a large part of why I would revisit Fruits Basket so much, especially in my early 20s. If I ever felt like I was losing track of myself, I would put this on to feel grounded. I love Tohru so much, and this line kills me, so that's why it's Rocky Road. I just have a lot of feelings.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. She just be saying things and then just be optimistic. And it's like, girl, at this point, at my big age, there are a lot of things going on. But honestly, I'm just at the point of one more bad things happen, I'm literally going off the deep end. I'm crying. I will see everybody later. Like,
yeah.
I will have to console myself. I would need time to become optimistic again. And she just skips all of that, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's truly incredible.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to Hot Fudge. Do you have any?
No, I don't.
I do.
Okay.
Kyoko having a middle school education.
Okay.
What the fuck? Okay, so I know it's not really explained in this episode. I get it, y'all. But when you know how Kyoko met Toru's punk-ass daddy... You mean to tell me she couldn't get a GED?
Oh, I forgot about that. I entirely forgot about that. Yeah, that's rough.
Like, you really, but she was pregnant before she could get a GED? Woo!
Oh my god.
Child, the land of God. He died because he was sick. Yes, he's sick.
Oh, god.
Fucker. And fuck his family too. Like, why didn't you know how she was. You couldn't wait for the girl to get a GED. What could she do with a middle school education?
I haven't even seen the movie. I just know the circumstances.
We would be screaming. Oh my gosh, it's going to take us a minute to get to the movie.
Yeah, it'll take us a hot minute to get to the movie.
A hot minute, guys. Like, woo. We'll be different people by then. But still. God dang. Like, but if y'all wanted to know my feelings about Toru's daddy, fuck her daddy. Only good thing he ever did was die. but
Oh my god.
okay, I know that's fucked up, but shit, it is what it is, man. A middle school education, I'll never let that go. Never. Ever. Okay. Sorry. End of rant.
That was certainly some hot fudge.
Definitely. Okay, let's get into I Scream, You Scream.
Okay, so I'm just putting it out there about the cat being tricked in the initial Zodiac tale. Makes me scream. You know, the rat telling the cat that the banquet is the day after tomorrow when it's actually tomorrow. I honestly love Tohru's reaction because I feel like I would say the exact same thing as a kid. But yeah, I feel so bad for the cat when I hear the story.
Yes, because like nobody likes to be tricked. And honestly, why didn't the rat get its ass beat for lying? Because you're supposed to be one with God. So why are you lying?
Right.
Don't make sense to me. I mean, they're like, oh, like the rat is so close. It's like, what? You know what? What if that is punishment? Oh my God, Giana. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm having an awakening. Okay. Okay. The rat tricks the cat. Meanwhile, the cat is like, you see in the beginning of the episode that the cat is being held and it sheds a tear or whatever. And then it's like, oh, there'll be more banquets. And then it's like, there really wasn't, you know, like it turned into this like Zodiac curse type thing. And so now the way that they play it is that the cat is the outsider and the rat is the insider. The rat has to be closest to God. But look at how different God is now versus how God was originally. What if that is the punishment?
I feel like if that's the case, then they're both being punished because the cat is still an outsider and then the rat is just, oh, I don't even have the words, in an uncomfortable bond with God.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh. Y'all, like I don't know, my spider senses are tingling. Like, okay.
Zodiac senses.
My zodiac senses, sorry, y'all. Across the Spider-Verse. Y'all seen it? No, I haven't seen it, I'm just saying.
I haven't seen it, yeah.
Okay. I think, what did I have here?
I mean, Yuki not liking cats is definitely one of them.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me.
Detesting cats, even.
If somebody told you, like, this is actually really trifling and it happens within fandom. If I tell you, I guess let me just go with shonen because, you know, some people detest that. So let's say, One Piece. I do like One Piece. So if I tell somebody, oh, I like One Piece, and then they immediately start shitting on it. Mm-hmm. Because, like, you have to be like, ooh, that's not really for me, but what else do you like? Not that's trash, I detest it, it don't make no sense, it's an outsider. Bro, do we need to fight? Because, like, why are you going so hard against something that I just said that I like?
Right.
And we're getting to know each other. Like, what?
Right. He goes all out about how much he hates cats, and he's like barely gotten to know Tohru yet.
Barely. And it's like, you want friends? This is why you're stumbling. Like, you gotta know, like, when to say certain things and when to hold back. Like,
right. I just have one more I Scream, You Scream. So Shigure laughs at the sight of Tohru living in a tent.
oh, that was mine.
Yeah.
Twinning.
And I definitely don't see what's so funny about it.
I know he laughs in the manga too, but poverty is not funny.
No, it's not at all.
Yeah, that's why it's like when Toru's like, oh, I'm the dog, but I want to be a cat and the whatever. And then Shigure's the dog. And it's like, this are two different people. This is like when somebody says they're a Taurus and you find out that they're either an April Taurus or they're a May Taurus. It's like that, y'all, because you know that they're different. You know that they're different. Like October Scorpio or November Scorpio.
I don't know. I'm an October Scorpio and my brother is a November Scorpio and I have a friend who is also a November Scorpio. So I do have respect for the November Scorpios.
So how are they as people? Like, they're different from you, right?
They're different, yeah. My first response was to say stubborn, but I can be too. So, I don't know. Maybe more so.
Right, because, like, sometimes I'll see it, like, on TikTok. They'll just be like, what is it? Like, there's some sound where it's just like, oh, well, you know, my little buddy over here, like, they're gonna get you. And they're just like, what buddy? And then the other person pans to a someone else in frame and they're like, hi, like really just dark and evil. And so usually like the dark and evil is like the second side of that zodiac.
Oh, that's funny.
I end up being like the dark part of the Taurus because I'm like the mid Taurus tail end. I'm not surprised by it. But yeah, because like I feel like Shigure just has that darkness because like we said, laughing at party is not fun or cute.
No, not at all.
Okay, well, let's get into Fruits Basket episode 2. They're all animals. Here's our soft serve summary from Wikipedia. Shigure explains to the surprised Tohru that apart from himself, Yuki, and Kyo, 10 other members of the Soma family would transform into an animal of the Chinese zodiac whenever they feel weak, stressed, or are embraced by someone of the opposite gender. Tohru promises to keep the Soma's family secret. Yuki is concerned that her memory would be erased by the order of the family head, Akito Soma, but Shigure does not believe the situation is the same as a previous incident when a younger Yuki had turned into a rat while playing with friends. Shigure also has an angry Kyo transferred to Tohru and Yuki's school after the former had been training for 4 months instead of attending his previous school. The next day, Yuki is touched by Tohru's request that he remains a friend to her if her memory is erased, while Kyo's awkwardness around the girls leads him to yell angrily at Tohru, sending her into a depression. In an act of atonement, after Shigure's encouragement, he escorts Tohru back home from her part-time job. Okay, that's our summary. Do you have a theme?
Yeah, I have 2 themes.
Oh, okay.
So number 1 is you, as you are worthy of being loved and cared for by others.
Nice, yes.
And then my second theme is being vulnerable and building relationships can be scary, but comfort comes in time with people.
Ooh, very nice, yes.
Thank you. What do you have?
I just had take time to understand where people are coming from.
I like that a lot.
I try. Okay, sprinkle on top.
I have 2.
Okay, yeah, I have 2.
Yeah, it's kind of 1.5, but I do have 2. So my first one is when Shigure and Kyo come home from that transfer exam and Yuki and Tohru are eating together. They lap around the table a few times when they're like arguing, which is just like a dog chasing a cat.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. My second one, which is a little more on the nose, is, Kyo likes to sit on the roof, just like cats like to sit in high places.
Ooh, like in cat trees.
Yeah, or so lay on my windowsill very often.
Yeah. I see a lot of cat videos on TikTok, guy. So, if I sound really excited about cat trees, it's just because it's like, oh, like, I guess I cat watch. Like how people watch, sort of. So, mine are... one, that Hanajima says that Yuki and Kyo don't have human waves. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, come on. Because Hanajima, like, really? Ooh, if this was a detective story, she could have figured this out. And it's like, what if, like, conspiracy theory, what if we replaced Hanajima with Tohru? Like,
wow.
That would have ended up so... different manga.
I don't know if Akito would have gone for that.
Right. Well, I mean, first of all, Akito would have gotten zapped. Like, you ain't gonna put no hands on me. You're gonna get zapped.
Right. Oh my god.
Like, imagining it, like, that would have been glorious. But yeah, just the foreshadowing in this, it's just beautiful. I love that. And then I have what Shigure tells Kyo sort of near the end of the episode when he's trying to get Kyo to apologize to Tohru, where he says, you can break a table with one punch, but you can also pull back that punch just before it lands. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was like really good advice, given how violent Kyo is, to be like, this is the analogy that you're gonna understand.
Right.
Like, you don't have to do things like the way you've always done it. You can go about it in a different way and get the results that you want. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess let's move into Floats Your Boat.
Yay.
So first of all, Tohru, like a regular person, is just like, delivery man. These are animals. And he's just like, yeah, you got animals. Sign for this package.
Yeah, they sure are animals. And then Shigure signs. Shigure as a dog.
As a dog. He just signs for it. And it's just like, you just had that conveniently nearby. But okay.
Right. He must, I don't know if like, he knew to leave something nearby in case that happened. I feel like I could see him doing that.
Yeah, I could see him doing that too. But yeah, him like doing the little stamp. It's like, oh, the dog knows how to do it. Ha ha ha. And she's just like, no, they're animals.
He's like, yep, that's so great. See you later.
Yeah. And I also love that when Shigure starts like explaining what's going on, like how Yuki is just so pooped that he's just laying on Shigure's head. Like,
oh, yeah, that is kind of cute.
it's very cute. This is like, oh, okay. He's all tuckered out. Like, yeah. Oh, and then they changed. That was funny.
When they turn back.
When they turn back, and she's just like freaking out. She's like, ah! Like,
right, like, of course they're naked when they turn back. What else would they be?
I mean, they popped out the clothes. Like, this isn't Twilight. You know, they don't just change it to wolves and just magically have jean pants or shorts on. Like,
yeah, at least Fruits Basket knew that. The logistics of that.
yeah. Because, like, honestly, how? But that's a different thing.
Right.
I wonder if there will ever be a time where I don't reference Twilight. But we'll see.
Like any series.
Like any series, I swear to God, I do it like everyone.
That's so good. I love it, though.
Like, at least once. It's hilarious. Yeah, so what are some of your likes?
So, Kyo accidentally hurts Tohru, and then this immediately fires up Yuki. He steps up to face him and to fight him, and Shigure's kind of tending to Tohru and telling her not to worry about it, just let them spar, this is just a thing that happens, and he's like, oh, Yuki will win, and he's right. I just kind of found the beats of that scene to be very funny, because it's just Kyo and Yuki fighting, and Tohru not really knowing what to do, and Shigure just knowing every detail and how it's going to end. I just really liked that.
Yeah, like, honestly, like, Yuki, like, turning into a pimp named Slickback and just, pow! Just got him up in the face. I'm just like, damn. But you know what? He did hurt her head. And, like, for a time, it just seems as if the only way you can communicate with Kyo is through violence.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That temper of his, it's like, he's not trying to hear you for real. He's shutting you down. And so it's like, you got to get him like that. I mean, I'm glad he does eventually grow out of it, y'all. But it was a little, I was like, ooh, comeuppance, because wow, like, you really had to just hit her head like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Yuki's, like, rejecting a confession puppet dance.
Oh my god, me too. He, like, daintily tiptoes away in this dramatic fashion. It's so funny.
Yeah. It's so funny to me, like, when I saw it, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is how Tohru thinks of him.
Right.
Ballet dancing, like, out of frame. Like, I'm gone. Don't touch me.
Fare thee well.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, Hanajima saving the day, just silently threatening the Prince Yuki fan club girls with waves, like, down the hallway. I thought that was so funny. Hanajima is probably going to be in Floats Your Boat a lot when we review this, because I love her.
Yeah, I love her too. And honestly, I'll say this, I feel like I won't say that I say this every shoujo series, but if you like a guy and he just talks to somebody else and you're threatened by that, I don't know how you'll ever be in a relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, like, to be honest, being a mean girl is not attractive. So
no,
it doesn't really make sense to me. Because it's like, if he's nice to her and you're mean to her, why do you think he's going to like you? The math isn't mathing.
No, it makes no sense.
Yeah. So I guess Yuki was sort of just watching Tohru the whole day, you know, once they got to school, after everything happened. And then he just pulls her to the side to say that, you know, she might get her memories erased. And you can sort of tell by the way he gets her attention, like slamming his hand, like, near her head, which I know back in the manga was just kind of like, ooh, is this romantic? Because, like, I don't know, like, me in corners, side note, guys, I don't know what it is about me in a corner. But, like, getting me in a corner and it's like, I find you attractive, I don't know how things are gonna go. Like, I can't really tell you, like, how I'm gonna react. Will I react like Tohru? No, because I'm not that naive. But very fly. But, I mean, in this case, it was serious. So,
Right. So I'll send you this scene of the English dub so you can hear Eric Vale's voice.
Ooh. Looking forward to it. Maybe I'll report next episode. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but him telling, you could tell that he was really passionate about telling her, because I guess he just had a keto in his head being like, nobody really wants to be friends with you and you're weird. And I love how Tohru's able to defy that expectation and just be like, oh, you know, I'll be sad if my memories are erased, but do whatever makes you and your family feel comfortable. And I hope we can still be friends anyway. And it's just like, oh my gosh, the heartstring.
Yeah. Oh, the way she's like, if I forget you, please befriend me again is so sweet. We don't know yet at this point how much Yuki is yearning for personal connections, but it's definitely coming out a lot as this episode unfolds, or the next episode maybe. So it's just so nice to hear her say that. And then her like fixing his tie and stuff. Oh,
yes.
So cute.
Yes. Honestly, because we're sort of in the moment. It's like slight banana split. I really don't know how people couldn't find out he was a rat.
Yeah?
I mean, because she had his ass transforming every 5 minutes. Like, she did it in the first episode. She did it here in school. And, you know, those girls are just like, ooh, I gotta, like, his fan club. They got his scent or something. They know where he is.
Maybe he's just less careful around her.
Yeah.
Especially post them transforming the first time. It's probably like whatever she knows at this point.
Right. Or maybe it's like he uses like those martial arts skills to be like, I can tell when like invaders like them are around.
Yeah.
So I know better not to get into I could transform situations.
Yeah.
But I couldn't help but bring that up.
No, for sure. The next thing I have is Kyo fixing Tohru's roof and awkwardly trying to apologize before Shigure interrupts them.
Yeah, like, he just has no control of his emotions.
Yeah, Kyo has a lot of growing to do, and it's really sweet to see him attempting to start to make those changes, even if it's, like, physically painful for him.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that it's interesting to note because, you know, Kyo is the cat, Shigure is the dog. They're supposed to fight like cats and dogs, but he really has that dynamic with Yuki, who's a rat, which technically as a cat, he should be able to eat him. But besides the point, I think that Kyo taking advice from Shigure and actually acting on it is interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you respect him in order to be listening to him like this.
Yeah, that is really interesting. I didn't really think that deeply about it. I mean, I guess being in Shigure's home is almost as close as he has been thus far to being part of the Soma family for real.
True.
And he knows that Shigure is close to Akito, so maybe he's just like kind of looking up to Shigure as like an in almost, or like a potential avenue.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I had this in Floats Your Boat, but it's not like it's really mentioned. Shigure owning a house.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
At 27.
Oh, to be a homeowner at 27, imagine.
We are poor.
Millennials could never.
Could never. I could never. I think somebody they were talking to me. They're like, oh, will you ever own a house? And I'm just like, bruh, are you serious? Like, no. Like, oh, don't say that. And it's like, don't say that. What do you mean don't say that? Like, do you know how much student loan debt that I have? You think I will ever willingly enter into another form of debt ever again?
Right. No, it's like, I would love to own a home. It's just like, will I ever have a down payment? I'd probably not.
Right?
I don't know. Like, how long do I have to save to have a down payment? I might be 40 by the time. I looked at my credit score yesterday, and it was much better than I thought. I was like, wow, I could probably be approved for a mortgage if I could afford one.
Right. Like, if I could afford one. I could afford one in Mississippi, but do you think I'm ever going to live in Mississippi? No.
Right.
No.
Right. It's like so random.
So very random, but very dangerous. I personally couldn't live there. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry if you.
I'm not that
if
familiar.
you live in Mississippi.
If you live in Mississippi, does time move slower because of Mississippi seconds? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I just like MISSISSIPPI. Like, girl, I don't know. Like.
Oh man, I've derailed us. I'm sorry.
No, it's my fault. Like, I started.
It's all good. It's all good. So Tohru transforms the Soma kitchen into an actual living space and cooks her first meal for the Somas, and it was nice to see her and Yuki sit down and eat together.
Right, but then also, just like, as a man, we know what, should I wait until Banana Split? Because I don't...
Maybe, because
Yeah.
I think I know where you're going, and I'm probably going to agree a lot.
Okay, yeah, I'll wait till Banana Split, guys. I'm gonna rail, Jesus. I'm gonna hold...
Oh gosh, we're thinking too much about Eric Vale's voice.
Like, I'm gonna hold off on side tangents, you know. But yeah, I agree with you, like her being able to clean all of that. I mean, she also does that as her like regular job, so I'm sure it wasn't as like tedious because she sort of has a mind to do that sort of thing.
Yeah, it seemed like a huge undertaking though, so like props to her for unearthing that rice cooker and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was so funny when Yuki and Tohru find out that Shigure tricked Kyo into transferring to their school.
Oh yeah, I actually have that in Banana Split.
Oh, really? Because he was just like, get out, go into the cold. And I just laughed because it's like, you can't tell somebody to leave their own house, first of all.
That was funny. I just felt bad about Kyo, aka the cat, being tricked again. And
Yeah.
it's like, but at the same time, it's like, as much as I would prefer this to be done an honest way, I don't think there would be any way to convince Kyo to go to the same school as Yuki.
Like, ever, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he's sort of trying to get his life on track, but really? They be fighting all the time. Like,
Get my life on track, but at what cost? So I have Hanajima curling Toru's hair at school. I thought that was really sweet. It's just cute to see that sisterly, friendly bond they have.
yeah, it's fun, like, when you get close enough that it's like you can play with their hair
Mm-hmm.
and do things like that.
Yeah.
Very high school, but very cute.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to always be high school, but it's like the first instance of people really doing that.
Yeah. So this was kind of part of your sprinkles on top, but I have this in Floats Your Boat. I just really, really loved Shigure's little speech to Kyo about getting along with people and how that takes practice. And this is another instance of one of my favorite things about Fruits Basket, these little monologues with life lessons and advice mean so much to me watching Fruits Basket. Like, yes, this is a show where people, a lot of boys, men, transform into animals when someone of the opposite sex hugs them, and then they're naked when they turn back. But we also get these incredibly deep conversations like this one, and I just love that scene so much.
Yeah, I love it as well. You just can learn so much from Fruits Basket.
Yeah.
Like, no matter where you are in life, also no matter who it, like, the story is centered on, because I feel like there are different parts of your life where you could resonate with a certain zodiac.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's something that I absolutely love about Fruits Basket as well.
I feel like I'm going to say a lot that it's a show that is really good for keeping me grounded, and I assume a lot of people listening, it's a good show to like get grounded through watching.
Yeah.
I have Kyo and Tohru in the forest apologizing to each other. I thought it was very, very cute. She confesses to him about her love of the cat spirit, and he's kind of taken off guard by that. But Tohru just can kind of see through his exterior a little bit, or at least she's trying to see through his exterior and see like a warm heart buried beneath all of his anger. So I really love kind of the seeds being planted of them starting to blossom a friendship here.
Yeah, because I think this is just an instance of foreshadowing, but Tohru has always known him.
Yeah.
She's always been able to see him, and we get to see him figuring that out.
Yeah.
That she can always like tell, she's always resonated with him, and because he never thought that was possible, he's like very flippant, like, nobody likes the cat, and it's just, she just told you she did. Is she nobody now?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was my last Floats Your Boat, was her asking if they could be friends. And I was just like, oh, so cute.
Yeah, it's really sweet. I actually just have one more Floats Your Boat. It's at the very, very end. So I laughed out loud when Kyo accidentally tells Tohru that the food she made is bad because he didn't mean to say it. He just didn't know how to compliment her, so he started directing his energy at Yuki, and then Yuki kind of deflects it back for him to like say something to Tohru, and it just falls out of his mouth. I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, it's just funny the way that Yuki can play him like that.
Yeah, like what a dynamic between the three of them. It's like really chaotic.
Yeah.
But that's it for me.
Okay, let's get into Banana Split.
Okay, I just have one left.
I have 2.
Okay.
One of them is, I think I respect how they're introducing the pressure that is Akito.
Yeah, it's very subtle. They just keep nodding to this, oh, the head of the family. And we see these flashbacks of him and Yuki, and it's like, oh, this is really tense. So you know there's like a big personality there, and it's kind of looming over the background of the story.
Yeah. I love how they introduce Akito in that way. Building the tension, building the fear.
Yeah, we're kind of discovering the fear of Akito in the same way Tohru is. I really like that too. My banana split is that it only took 2 episodes of Fruits Basket for an instance of the whole building.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, bring it back. Bring it back.
I gotta
to
bring
the
it
beginning.
back. Yeah, guys, listen to our Maid-sama review if you haven't yet. It's our baby.
Yeah.
But yes, Kyo leaps out of the building at the school when he's too overwhelmed by the girls fussing over him. The part of this that was mostly banana split, leaning ice cream, you scream, is that when a girl gets too close to him, he reflexively disarms her, and it looks like painful. He kind of like attacks her, and that's going way too far, especially at school. But like the scene was so, again, I love an over the top scene that's like larger than life, and this scene had that kind of vibe for me. So I couldn't fully commit it to Ice Cream You Scream, and the whole building thing came back, so I was like, it's just gonna be Banana Split.
Yeah. I totally get you, yeah. Because, like, he disarms her, but it's like you could sort of see that he was, like, out of his mind. He was so anxious.
Yeah, he was at a breaking point.
I don't think he really got what he was doing. And so it was like, did it hurt, or you were just shocked that he did that to you?
Right.
But definitely see what you're saying with that. My second banana split. So if they're all in the same class, and Tohru is technically the dog, then doesn't that make them dogs too? Like, I know, like, oh, Yuki is the rat, and then Kyo is the cat because they were born like that. But then if they weren't born like that, that means that they're dogs. So they live in the doghouse. They're in a pack.
Oh my god. Wait, that's so cute. I mean, technically, yeah, they are the year of the dog then.
Yeah.
I mean, or whatever. You know how, like, there's, like, a split? It's, like, one year or the other. I don't know what's, like, before or after the year of the dog. So
Same.
They could be the dog or something else. But for all intents and purposes, they're a dog pack.
They're a dog pack. Yeah.
That's so cute. I love it.
But it was, like, out there thought. I was like, I could only go in banana split. So.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any rocky road?
I just have one.
Okay, I have 2.
Okay. So I have Akito tells Yuki that people would be sickened by him if they knew about his curse. And then instead, as we're learning this information, here's Tohru offering to retie his tie, saying, befriend me again if I forget about you. And he's so pleasantly surprised that Akito was wrong, or that Tohru is the exception. And I mean, I didn't cry watching that scene, but I definitely felt a lot of emotions.
Yeah, I would feel a lot of emotions too, because I feel that the memories being erased, that really hurt Yuki.
It really did.
Because he desperately wanted to have friends, and he didn't want to be as isolated. And then he lost them all like that. And so here's somebody saying, well, even if you take my memories, can we still be friends? And it's just chef's kiss.
So sweet, yeah.
Yeah. My second one, because that was the same, is Kyo's desire to be included.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Kyo.
It's just sad. It would be better if he knew how to talk to people. and figured out his emotions or feelings.
Yeah.
But his need to be included, is that because he's still trying to fight against what his fate would be?
Maybe.
Yeah. So that just made me sad because it's just like, oh, if I defeat him, like, I can get what I want. And meanwhile, Tohru's actually excited because she always liked the cat. She's like, oh, like, they'll let him in? But then it doesn't really make sense, right? Why would defeating Yuki change anything? And who told you that to make you actually believe that it would change anything?
I think that becomes more clear later, if I recall correctly, but I'm not sure.
No, I think it does too, yeah.
Yeah, it might not even be this season.
Probably the next one.
But I think it becomes clearer later, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, do you have any hot fudge?
No, I have no negative notes for this episode.
Okay, so my hot fudge is that Akito probably only agreed to Tohru being part of their lives because, Akito was thinking of how Tohru could hurt them, but she just doesn't know who Tohru is. I think if Akito realized the type of person Tohru is, this all wouldn't have been happening.
Man, that's so dark.
Right. I put that in hot fudge because it's like I'm not necessarily angry about it at this point of the story, but it was more so like, I guess Shigure knows the type of person that Akito is. And so I guess he probably said something to make Akito think that, oh, I'm getting my way somehow, but he actually wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shigure's slick when he wants to be.
Very slick, yeah. Okay, I Scream, You Scream is the girls ganging up on Kyo, and Kyo, like, having an anxiety attack. I thought that was really weird.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. Like, it's this boy's first day. Are you all really gonna crowd around him that way?
Why are y'all that boy crazy? Like, can you chill? Like, what happened to the girls that's like, oh, I'm not like other girls, I'm different. And they are like other girls, but they're not going to be, like, approaching him like that.
Yeah, no, I don't really understand it.
Me either, because it just reminded me of that fan club thing. But since he has, like, a hot temper, I guess he's able to sort of mitigate the incessant fandom, aside from him jumping out the whole building.
The entire building.
Yeah. Okay. Episode 3, Let's Play Rich Man, Poor Man. Here's our soft serve summary from Wikipedia. In preparation for the school cultural festival, the class decides to establish a rice ball stand. Kyo walks out of the class when his idea is rejected and is suddenly surrounded by kittens, but admits later to Tohru that Yuki will ensure everything runs smoothly. Kyo soon gets baited into playing Rich Man, Poor Man by Tohru's friends and eventually loses. At the same time, Yuki turns down a female student and sees Kyo getting along with others quite well with envy. While Yuki and Tohru tend to the vegetable garden due to an unexpected typhoon storm, Yuki confesses his jealousy of Kyo being able to interact easily while Yuki feels more isolated from others. Tohru encourages him to be more socially interactive to everyone, following her mother's words to be positive with other people. The next day, Tohru begins making rice balls in preparation for the festival when she sees a shy girl outside the front door asking for Kyo. And that's our summary. Whew, okay. You have a theme?
I do. I have a quote from Tohru.
Okay.
She says, "If a person is a rice ball, and the best part of that rice ball is a pickled plum, the problem is that they can't see it because the plum is on their back. Maybe that's why we get jealous. It's so much easier to see other people's plums."
It's just beautiful.
I know. Oh, Tohru's so cute.
Yeah. I'll admit it, though, because you said this. I'll admit it now. I was kind of thinking of Whack-A-Mole. I know that's dark.
Oh my god. Why?
I don't know. I just saw all of the lights. I was just like, ooh, Whack-A-Mole. Boom! I'm not going to break your plums, guys. I'm just like, it was a very, like, intrusive thought.
Oh my god.
But yes, I think that it's beautiful, like, and it's also true, because some people are just able to shine brighter and have people around them, but that doesn't mean that you as a person don't have your own, like, positive attributes that people admire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it was part of a quote, but I didn't fully write it out, from Kyoko, is everyone's kindness is handmade by them.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love that we both went with quotes, too.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into Sprinkle on Top. Do you have any?
I actually do not have any for this episode.
Okay, I don't really feel like this is Sprinkle on Top, but I had like Kyo is jealous of Yuki and Yuki is jealous of Kyo.
Yeah, that was something that was in my floats your boat because it's endearing that while they fight so much, they both have this secret mutual respect.
To the point that, like, Kyo can tell, like, oh, Yuki's mad for real because of the way he kicked him. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess you can pay attention to emotions through violence too, but okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into Floats Your Boat. So what are some of yours?
Okay, the first thing I have, of course, is Uotani and Hanajima immediately coming at Toru's defense about her tricolor rice ball suggestion for the festival. And then, like, Uotani puts a steel pipe on this girl's desk, and she's like, who brings a steel pipe to school?
Yeah, I think that it's really hilarious that Uo just carries around a pipe. Like, she is full of intimidation tactics. And honestly, I just respect them because the people she's going against are annoying. So
yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I guess also in conjunction with the pipe scene is Uo calling out the classmates' ugly personalities. It's like, yeah, tell them. Not that they're listening, but tell them.
Yeah, I love how Uo just doesn't give a fuck, and she's just gonna say it how she sees it.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah. Also, we get Kyo covered in cats, which I wrote in all caps.
Yes! Oh my gosh. Oh, you know what? I'm a wait. I have the power to wait for Banana Split. I had a thought about it, but yeah. I think it's cute though. Cause like the little cats, and one of them lets Tohru pick them up. And then I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, it's so sweet.
Take him home.
Yeah, right. I would just be, I'd have a whole house full of cats.
Like Cat Sanctuary?
Yes.
Come on.
Oh,
yeah.
The Soma Cat Sanctuary. I mean, it has a ring to it.
It does. And it's like money too. Like he could really just be like, you don't need a vet. I'm the cat whisperer. Its paw hurts. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
I like that Tohru wanted Kyo, which is also in conjunction with the same scene. She wanted Kyo to participate in class activities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very encouraging.
Yeah, I just like the way that she goes out of her way to make sure that people feel included. And she did that last episode with Yuki, and now she's doing it with Kyo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love to see it. So there's a scene where Uo and Kyo are getting intense over a game of Rich Man, Poor Man, like talking about playing, and Hanajima and Tohru are in the background, and Hanajima is just enamored by the flurry of electric waves their passion is giving off as they're arguing back and forth, and I love that scene.
Yeah, I love it so much. Uo just knows how to activate him.
Yeah. I almost, like, on an initial, before I knew anything about the series, you know, almost low-key shipped them because it was like, that energy was intense.
Although I think it does make sense that Tohru ends up, you know, liking Kyo, but then I know there's a triangle, Kyo, Yuki, whatever, but Kyo, like, the fact that Kyo is part of the triangle, and it's like, oh, like, he has similarities to Uo.
That's true, yeah.
And Tohru loves Uo, so it made sense. It's like, yeah, okay. That's her thing.
Yeah.
The next thing that I have is Momiji.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's so funny because there's just this Tohru is like leaving her job, going down the stairs, almost fell down the stairs, bust her neck open and died. But she didn't, thankfully. She just fell down the stairs. And then here's this random child that we later learn is Momiji that comes over and just starts speaking German to her. And so Toru's reaction is just like, a foreigner! It was hilarious. Like, just the alarm and, like, the way she reacted to him was just so funny.
Momiji didn't really introduce himself.
Like, at all.
Yeah, he just made her really confused.
Yeah, which, I mean, I would be confused too because, little kid, why are you in this building that's supposed to be shut down? How did you get in here?
Right, not only are you a child, but you're speaking a foreign language.
Yeah. I would ask that question.
Yeah.
Like, rather than being freaked out, because I think, I don't know, the auntie instincts would activate in me and just be like, where are your parents? And how are you here by yourself? Who do I need to call?
Right. I would have concerns.
Yeah.
So there's this really quick scene where there's a girl confessing to Yuki, and he just grabs her by the face to stop her from hugging him when she's like, I guess it's kind of be banana split. She's kind of insistent about it, but he just grabs her by the face to stop her. I thought it was really funny because it was so abrupt. She was taken so off guard.
Yeah. I think I had that. Did I have that in Banana Split? I did have it in Banana Split.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you confess to someone and then get mad when they reject you? Like, yo, they said that you wouldn't go with any girl, that they have to be perfect. And I'm just like, damn, you are just insulting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to go that far. But also, like, why did you think touching him was going to make him change his mind?
Right. Yeah. I really probably should have put that in Banana Split. I just thought him grabbing her face was so funny.
No, it was funny. We compartmentalize here.
Yes.
I like that Yuki takes Tohru up on her offer to explain what his worries are to her when they're like walking back home.
Yeah, that's a really sweet scene.
Yeah, because it's like, you're never going to be able to resolve anything or move forward if you don't attempt to talk about things, you know? And I mean, that's the best part of talking to somebody else about your problems, is because they have a different perspective. And so they might be like, oh, you could have gone about the situation this way, or, oh, like, I get where you're coming from. Like, here's a suggestion that might help you out the next time. And that is the best part about communicating with others.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Definitely. It's good to have friends to lean on, but that's like one of my favorite things too about therapy as well.
Mm-hmm.
You really get perspectives you don't expect.
Yeah.
So the next thing that I have is Yuki's secret base being a cute little vegetable garden, and he's growing strawberries for Tohru.
That's so nice, yeah. I also wonder, slight tangent, what is the essence of time? Like, what is time? Because why did it take them that long to hold the little tarp down on the garden?
I don't know if they were just holding it down while it rained, which is kind of like, why would you do that? Because you don't know how long it's going to rain. I don't know why they didn't have like stakes or something where they could like hammer it into the ground so it would protect until the rain was gone, so they didn't have to like sit there and hold it forever.
No, but the thing is, they were doing that, Giana. He had the stakes. And so for me, that's why I was just like, what is time? Because why did it take you that long to do this? You shouldn't be walking home when the sun is back out, because that means that it's the next day, right? So
I guess, okay, I'm like confused too, because yeah, I guess they did have the stakes, but like when they came back, they were like, wow, that took so long, but it seemed like they were just holding it there and having this conversation. So like the scene moved in a really weird way.
Yeah, the same thing. I thought the same thing actually when Yuki and his gang of mice were getting Tohru's stuff. And I was just like, what is the sense of, did it take you all night? I mean, maybe it did because it was mice, but I thought he had a gang of mice. So why did it take him all night to get her tent out?
I don't know.
Yeah. So slight discrepancy, but I mean, overall, we liked it.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, especially the conversation they're having while they're out there about everyone's kindness looking differently, and Tohru seeing Yuki's true smile for the very first time after they save the garden from the rain. You know, that's all very sweet.
Yeah. And then, the last floats your boat that I have is just Tohru fantasizing about Yuki and Kyo getting along. Just
pretty much same.
Yeah. Like, girl, this is gonna remain a fantasy. Not even just a fantasy, a fanfic. How would that even happen?
Yeah, they're like joining hands by the sunset. And even Toru's like, that's a little weird.
Yes, it is weird. Like, you're talking about this man that came through the ceiling just so that they could kick ass. Yuki has been kicking him into the koi pond every other episode. They're never gonna hold hands like that.
Yeah. The only other floats your boat I had, I'm not going to elaborate on because we talked about it in Sprinkles on Top or the theme. I just thought the scene between Tohru and Kyo about seeing the plum on his back and then Kyo sweetly telling her that she has one on her back as well was really, really cute.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, but it's a really little one though.
It's like you one step forward, but it's still 10 steps back. It's like, okay.
Yeah, he's got a lot of growing to do.
Definitely. Okay, let's move into banana split.
Okay.
So the weird banana split that I have that's sort of in relation to Kyo and all the cats and stuff around him is like, why doesn't he mate with cats?
Oh my god.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
And that's just out of nowhere, right? But like, okay, and I mean that for all the zodiac. Why don't they just get with their other animals? Because then they don't gotta worry about changing.
There's a lot to consider, I feel like.
I guess, I mean, that's also bestiality, but then they're also part animal. So is it really bestiality?
I mean, if like 90% of the time they're human, I would think that's more bestiality.
Right, true. Okay. It was just a thought. It just came.
It was a thought. It was a passing thought.
Into my head. Because I was just like, he has such a hard time talking to people. Like,
oh my god.
Maybe if they were just animals the whole time, they don't have to worry about this angst. They could just live their life.
New potential title. Is it bestiality?
Oh, that'd be funny. The people would die. It's like, what?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, y'all. I couldn't help myself. I had to ask the question.
No, it's a valid question. I only have one banana split. It's that the boys in class have given Kyo Kyon as a nickname without his permission.
Oh, yeah, that was one of mine.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cute that he's got a nickname, but I don't know if he likes it.
Why do y'all feel close enough to even give him that nickname when you know it pisses him off?
Right, it's been like 2 days, right?
Right, just 2 days, and he's violent. Are you sure?
Right. Like, I can't tell if it's like a friendly thing or if they're like teasing him.
Yeah, same. I can't tell either.
Yeah.
I had Momiji kissing Tohru.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
You are effectively, until we meet you, are a child.
A child and a stranger.
And a stranger. Did your family tell you it's okay to just go up and kiss strangers? You shouldn't just go up and start kissing strangers. You don't know where their face have been.
Yeah, it's also harassment.
Yes, that too. Especially when we found out his age. You aren't even the age to still be doing that.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that could really be it. Do you have any Rocky Road?
I have a couple. I have 3.
Okay, I just have one, and mine was just the plum on the back.
Oh, okay.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I have that Yuki keeps people at a distance because of the effect the Soma clan has had on him growing up. Like in the last episode, we got a snippet of some of the things Akito would say to Yuki, so that was just kind of an emotional thing throughout the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yuki also says to Tohru, he says, "I'm nice for my own benefit. Maybe I'm a phony." And that resonates really deeply with me. It's normal to want to be liked, and being nice isn't, like, if you're being truthful, that's you being true to you. You know, there's nothing fake about that. So that resonates a lot with me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I struggle with that too. Like, not me being phony, but I think I've just been in too many instances where my kindness was taken advantage of. That it's like, I don't know, do I just downgrade to niceness instead of kindness because of how much that hurts? Like when when things don't pan out, or when people can't tell what your true character is. Like, yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's like, I relate to Tohru in that she is a very formal, very polite girl. She's also very honest, and I'm also very formal and polite, but I'm also honest. And I had a long conversation recently about, like, I sometimes worry that, like, people will think I'm fake because of that, when I'm really just out here doing my best. And Yuki, I feel like, is doing the same thing. So for him to say that, it's just like kind of hearing my own thoughts through the show as well. Again, another reason to just love Fruits Basket. It's really just putting an outer voice to your inner voice a lot of the time.
Yeah. And you're just able to figure so many different things out about yourself, or even hear conversation where it's like, you know what, I thought this too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one more Rocky Road. It's just something that Tohru says to Yuki when, it might be during the secret base thing, but I don't remember exactly. She says, the more you tell me about your life and feelings, the better friends we can become. And I just really liked to see that. It made me feel things. Again, I didn't like tear up during any of these, but the deeper emotions I put in Rocky Road. So yeah, very, very sweet sentiment.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, so that's it for Rocky Road. I just have one Ice Cream You Scream, and then I'm good for this one.
Yeah, I don't have a hot fudge.
Okay.
Ice Cream You Scream. I know that Kyo grows, but it's like he's too hot-tempered to see other people's opinions. And it's kind of like, you gotta see outside yourself, fam.
Yeah, otherwise, how can you grow?
How can you grow if you just think about your point of view all of the time? Like, it can't be that way.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, I guess this is why it's good that he's going back to school, so he can get used to hearing other people's opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just annoying because it's like, it doesn't have to just be your way. Like, there's more ways to get to what you want, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My Ice Cream You Scream is honestly kind of, it's a joke. Kyo doesn't like chives, and I see that as a crime.
Like, I cannot believe that chives are leeks. I thought they were just different.
I did too, because that's from the original 2001, it's leeks, and in this one it's chives. I didn't realize that those were the same thing. I love chives. I will put chives, and chives and scallions are almost essentially the same thing to me. Scallions are just like bigger. So good. We'll put on anything. I went through this weird phase, and I'm gonna share this with our Shoujo Sundae listeners because we're close now, assuming you've been listening for a while. And I still will do this, but I went through like a bagel phase a while ago. Oh, I'm from Philly. We say bagel. Wow, I'm weird. I'm sorry. So I went through this bagel phase where I would do cream cheese and then chives, sesame seeds. If it wasn't a sesame seed bagel, I would put sesame seeds on it, and Cholula hot sauce. And dude, that's a good snack. It's so good. Anyway, Kyo doesn't like chives, and it's a crime.
I like chives on potatoes.
Yes, it's delicious.
Yeah. Because I even remember the whole leeks thing, it being in the manga. And I was just like, what are leeks? I just never realized until now. And then when I was watching the sub, they interchanged them. So at one point they said leeks. The next time they said chives. I was like, oh, these are chives?
Interesting. Yeah, no, I didn't know they were the same thing either.
Yeah. I was today years old, considering how long I've had this manga, this anime. I was today years old when I found out that chives and leeks are the same. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah, whenever this came out in 2019 I was that days years old when I learned that leeks and chives are the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, my second thing is more foreshadowing, but I was like, oh no, not Kagura.
Oh my god. Yeah. She shows up at the end. I'm like, oh god, I gotta brace myself for next week.
Right. That's what I was thinking too. I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, my god. You think Kyo's a lot. Well, wait till you meet Kagura.
Right. Just a different can of worms, literally.
Yeah.
What's your last one?
Oh, no, that was it.
Oh, that was. Oh,
that
okay.
was all I had. Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, you've made it. We've made it to the end of our first recap of Fruits Basket.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yes. Guys, we're so excited to be talking about Fruits Basket. Are you excited? We are. We're hopefully going to have guests.
Yes.
For the first time.
Yes, I'm very excited to have guests on.
For the first time in a hot minute, we're going to have guests. And so I can't wait for y'all guys to experience that dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for listening this long. Please make sure to follow Shoujo Sundae on all social media platforms, on all of your podcast platforms. And also, if you have an iPhone, an iPad, an Apple product, you can go on the podcast app and leave us a written review. Tell people why you love Shoujo Sundae and why all of the shoujo girlies, gays, theys are people. And also men too. I know that men like shoujo as well. Tell all of the people why they need to get into our podcast. As well as make sure you can go and join our Discord. We have a podcast discussion channel. So no matter what you're listening to, as long as it's our podcast episode and you start talking to us about it, we can respond back to you because we'd love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can interact with our community. And if you especially love us, you can join our Patreon. We have our tiers. We have sprinkles on top We have whipped cream and hot fudge, and the hot fudge patrons get Shonen Sundae, and you definitely want to get into that. We are currently reviewing Chainsaw Man, which is a time.
Yeah, it's a wild ride.
Very wild, very gory. You do not want to miss how we react to that. So if you can, please try to be one of our patrons. Because yeah, we have Shonen Sunday. We also have ice cream social live streams.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is for our whipped cream patrons.
Yeah, whipped cream and hot fudge.
And we just get into more shoujo-like stuff that we usually don't have time to do on the pod.
And with that said, let's do our patron shout out. So, for our Sprinkles patrons, we have Gloves, Akemi, PJ, and Pete. For our whipped cream patron, we have Mark M. And for our hot fudge patrons, we have Mackenzie, Aaron, AJ, and Mark D. Thank you so much for being our patrons.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it. And guys, I'm telling you, all of the money that we get is going to help us possibly go back to being weekly. And we know that you love Shoujo Sundae, and we did used to be weekly, guys, so it's possible. We just need some more help.
Yes.
Yes, but anyway, you can find me at Chika Supreme, that's Chika with a K, not two C's, on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Giana?
I am Giana Luna, and you can follow me at Giana_Luna_ across all socials, and that's Giana with one N.
And we will be seeing you guys next time.
Yeah, we will see you then.
Bye.